Welcome back to the channel. This week I've been driving the 2026 Honda Civic Hybrid. I've got it in its hatchback form and I've got it in the Sport Touring. So needless to say, I've got absolutely everything that Honda has to offer in this new version of the Honda Civic Hybrid. The Honda Civic Hybrid is just straight up efficient. It's not engaging. It doesn't, feel that fast or anything like that, because if you want any of that, you can either get the Civic Si or, and go crazy, get the Civic Type R. But this one is just meant to be efficient, comfortable, and easy to use. Your daily driver that isn't absolutely breaking the bank in terms of price point, which is around the $40,000 mark here, which isn't terrible compared to some of the vehicles that I have seen this year with the astronomical price points they're asking for. This one's actually pretty reasonably priced, and it does its job very well in being a hybrid. So I'm going to show you everything. I'm going to show you exterior, interior, and of course a POV drive. Let's get into it. The Civic Hybrid features a 2-liter hybrid 4-cylinder engine producing 200 horsepower and 232 pound-feet of torque. It's also paired with a 1.1 kilowatt-hour battery. It's a 2-motor hybrid system, seamlessly combining an Atkinson cycle gas engine with 2 electric motors. One primarily acts as a generator to recharge the battery, but can also assist in powering the wheels alongside the main motor for added performance and efficiency. Also, unlike a traditional CVT, this system is a direct drive eCVT, alternating power between the electric motor and the gas engine without relying on pulleys or belts. This setup delivers smooth, predictable acceleration and efficient low RPM highway driving. All that to say that the Civic Hybrid does its job. It is simply just the Civic that you know and love, but it's hybrid, so it's much, much better on fuel. At least that's how it's been for my week with it. All right, so next up, let's take a look at the exterior for the Civic Hybrid. Not a lot of changes, not crazy. It's still got that kind of aggressive, sporty looking front end. I do like it. There's no front-facing camera, no 360 camera actually, and the back camera, as you'll see, is not the greatest thing in the world. But look, that's all we have right now. But we do have parking sensors. The parking sensors are very good, very helpful. It kind of saves it a little bit with not having the 360-degree camera, which I do like. I really enjoy these daytime running LEDs. I don't mind the white color, although I definitely would choose a different one if I was given the choice to do that. I would probably choose that nice blue that they got. But I like the front end, I like the little Honda badge there. No huge complaints. Next, we'll quickly move over to the side where you can see we've got like these new looking rims. These really do make a difference. They look very, very nice. No complaints there. From the side, you really get a good glimpse of just how much of a hatchback this thing actually is, and I absolutely have no issue with that. I think that it looks very good in this variant, and I think it's probably here to stay, and for a good reason. But again, I think that other colors would stand out a whole bunch more than this white does, although the Civic Type R in a hatchback does look very, very nice in white. And last but not least, we will check out the rear for the Honda Civic Hybrid. Here we go. So you can see we've got this really nice light bar that comes across here. You've also got no exhaust, but there's like kind of like a diffuser there. I wish on the Sport model they gave us something like maybe like a little spoiler there, or like at least didn't hide the exhaust, giving us a little bit of exhaust just for the Sport mode would have been nice. But that's not what we got here, but it's okay. So we do have really, really nice taillights. Like I said, love them. I love the way they blend with the whole body and the outside. This is the best looking Civic to me. I'm not a fan of the sedan, although I don't hate it, but this is just, if I had the choice, I'm going with this one. In terms of badges, you got the Civic badge over here, normal Honda badge right here. Then you've got the Civic Touring badge, and of course, the Hybrid badge right there. Now, let's take a look at the trunk space. There is a ton of it, I'll tell you that right now. You got a privacy screen right here. It goes very deep. I don't expect to have issues long term. I haven't had any issues this week fitting things in here. Very, very good interior space here in terms of the trunk. A very nice opening angle too. I think I can fit a ton of stuff in here with absolutely no problem. If you want though, you can fold those front seats down and you'll have even more room. Can you believe it? So there you go. That's gonna pretty much do it for my thoughts on 2025 Honda Civic hybrid exterior, but there's a ton more to get through. So let's hop in the back seat, and then we're gonna do the front seat, and then of course POV drive, but let's hop in first. You can see in the hatchback kind of setup here, it does swoop down quite aggressively, so it does affect the headroom a little bit, but check this out. Got some nice material here. I like the little plastic here and this little bit of leather that we've got going on, but also heated seats in the back seat. Very, very nice touch. The seats themselves are quite nice looking as well, very comfortable. It's a very plush interior, very soft interior, and I do tend to like that. The only thing I don't like is that headrest, and I'll show you once we actually hop in, so let's do that. So hopping on the inside is a little difficult to do, especially behind my driver profile. I fit, but just about. Like, I don't have a lot of foot space. I'd have to kind of move this forward for my wife, I think, if she was to sit back here as well. I don't have my own vents back here, but it's fine because, you know, the cabin is quite small and it's kind of right there, but I do have heated seats. That is a very nice touch. But my head, you can see there's a little cutout. My head is just about touching this roof here. I'm 5'11" for reference, and like I said, I don't have a real headrest, so attaching this mirror is a little bit of a pain, but it does still work. It can still function as what it is. I do have some cup holders here that come down. It's also a nice little armrest should you want that. But yeah, overall, like, if you don't need that much leg room, you're gonna be fine, or if you're not incredibly tall, you'll probably also be fine. But I don't know, I wouldn't want to do a road trip or that long back here just given sitting behind myself, but obviously if you're sitting behind somebody much shorter, you'll have a ton more room. But let's check out up front. All right, so next up is the business end, the front end for our Civic Hybrid. You can see it's very much the same as the back. Kind of got this piece of black piano plastic. Door handles are standard door controls and stuff. Nothing crazy, nothing to stand out there. Powered for the driver, powered for the passenger when it comes to the seat adjustment. Very nice front seat, an extremely comfortable experience. I really, really like the feel of these seats. They feel kind of like a couch, really is plushy, and I do like that. Then you're greeted by this steering wheel here. Steering wheel is your basic Honda steering wheel you're pretty much used to seeing, but we have physical controls for pretty much everything. Got my cruise control settings on the right-hand side. Left-hand side are going to be for the volume controls and the gauge cluster, as well as the right side can control a little bit of gauge cluster. All the way to the left, we have the traction control off, and we have our illuminated controls here, so you can turn up the brightness all the way if you want to. Then we have our gauge cluster. It's the typical Honda one. It'll switch as you switch through drive modes and different things like that, but nothing too special there in terms of what it can actually do. Normal is like this, and you know, it's just, you can customize the left and right gauges, so I can have, you know, different things: navigation, drive, safety, oil life, safety support systems. You can have no content at all. You can keep it simple. Same thing with the right. You can choose what media you want there and stuff like that, so you can kind of play with it and make it your own. And then if you see on the right-hand side or the left-hand side, you'll see that is the battery charge, and you'll see that EV right there as well. That means that the engine is not on, and I am fully running off the electric battery in here just to sit here and idle. And then on the right, that is my gas tank right there, and you can see it's still pretty much full. So next we'll take a look at our little infotainment display. It's got Google running in the background, so built-in Google Maps, built-in the Play Store. You've of course got your built-in Amazon Alexa, as well as Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, which are both wireless. You've got little general settings here like that. It's very easy. You don't really have to spend too much time with it. It's very much just a get in, turn the car on, and drive. There's no complicated things, no things that are hidden. You can go into the vehicle settings and customize your individual settings for your individual drive mode should you want to do that, but most people are probably just going to leave it at normal. You can see the power flow of where things are going. You can see how much charge you have in the battery and how much of a gas tank you have left. So very simple. I don't, no complaints really. It's fast, it's responsive. It's on the smaller side for, I guess, you know, 2026, but you know what? I think this is okay. I don't really have a huge complaint there. Then we move over to our HVAC controls. You'll see none of my HVAC is controlled by the infotainment display, how it should be. I've got these really premium buttons. Like, these switches all feel so good. And yeah, I've got the heated seats here as well. So does the passenger. No ventilation. Would have been nice to see that in the top end of the hatchback Civic here, but I'll take the fact that we have heated seats and a heated steering. I've also got two USB-C ports, a wireless charging port, as well as this normal shifter. You can see it doesn't have a sport mode for the transmission or anything. This is how you're going to change your drive mode. So you have sport, you have normal, you have eco, and then you have individual as well. So yeah, it's very standard there. I've got two cup holders. I like the center console. It's not piano blacky, so it's not going to get you know, disgusting or too dirty too quickly. And then we also have a little bit of storage in here, and passenger seat is the same as the driver's seat. very nice and comfortable. We also get a Bose sound system in here, so hard to complain about that. And got a nice little sunroof to let some natural light in. So hard to complain about this interior. It's very functional. Everything works. It's very simple. There's no worry. You get in, you know you have a ton of range because of the hybrid, and you know it's probably going to work. It's a Honda, and it's just got like just basic stuff. You're not doing anything special. I'm not digging through settings, and a lot of people are going to appreciate that. But I think more or less you are looking for this vehicle to be efficient, and that I think it is. But let me show you what I mean and see how it drives. Let me shove that GoPro to my forehead, and let's get it on the road. All right, on the road now, 2025 Honda Civic Hybrid. Yes, so it's been a really easy week. Honestly, like just having the hybrid system, I probably could last like 3 weeks. So I think with my commute, I could probably make this gas tank last. We're almost at the end of the week here. I still have 451 kilometers. I could probably make this last another week or so. So say every once a month, I probably have to fill this up. If I had a longer commute though, definitely it's gonna go back to maybe twice a month. But still, that's pretty good. And that's kind of what you're looking for, right? When you have a hybrid. It does have speed, of course. Like, I can put it in sport mode, and then I can kind of slow down a little bit, and I can give it like a little bit of, it's not bad, and there's definitely like some type of pumps in audio there. I don't know what it is. You're definitely not going anywhere too quickly, but that's not really the goal here. Like, I put it in individual mode, and like I have some nice sport steering and sport gauges and stuff, but most of the time I want it to be in hybrid. I want to be using that electric battery. I want to, not use any fuel, and I'm doing 5 liters per 100 kilometers, and I've done almost 300 kilometers this week. So that's pretty decent for me anyways. I think your number will probably be a lot lower. You could probably get into like the 4.5s, even the 4s, I think, with this thing, especially if you're riding in an eco mode and stuff and you're not like actually trying to test the car. You're probably going to get better numbers than I'm seeing this week. But that's good. That's exactly what you want. I don't care that this thing can't go 0 to 60 and whatever. I do have a little bit of a problem with it being faster than the Civic Si. I feel like the Civic Si now needs a bump in order to kind of keep its sporty name, because what's the point if you're telling me that the Civic Si is faster and all I'm looking for, or is slower and all I'm looking for is power, then I'm going to go with the hybrid. But I will say that the Civic Si feels faster just because of, the shifting. That obviously makes a big difference. I do like the way this thing handles as well. It's got very good handling. Most Honda Civics do. I've yet to be disappointed by a Honda Civic's handling. It's very direct. I feel connected. I like the way it feels in sport mode. I like the way the pedals weight up in sport mode too. But again, it's not something I've used. I've really been in either individual, very rarely, only for filming, or normal mode. I'm pretty much almost always in normal mode. I really don't touch eco mode. I'm just trying to see how low I can get it in normal mode, and it's been serving me very well. Like, I never feel the engine switch to the gas. I never feel it switch back. Like, you don't feel those stutters. You don't feel anything. It's just such a seamless experience, and it's exactly what I expect from a new generation hybrid. And I think I said 2025 at the beginning, but this is actually a 2026. So there you go. So I really like this thing. It's been very fun to drive. In terms of visibility, I really don't have any issues. I've got a nice windshield here. I've got the view outside of the mirrors right there, no problem. I do have that sunroof that adds a little bit of light in. I like all the controls. I think maybe like a heads-up display would have been nice at the top end. Ventilated seats would have been nice at the top end, but it doesn't really matter. I think if Honda want to keep the cost low for this thing, they're probably not going to go ahead and do that. So that makes perfect sense to me why they didn't do it. And I'm just having a good time rolling around in this thing. And it has been just easy. I think that's one of the main things is you don't have to think about it. I'm not managing a battery. I'm not managing a plug-in hybrid battery. I'm not needing to plug this car in. I just get in and I drive, and the car is just efficient. Its only goal is to do that. And it does that without me having to put any input or manage it. And I think that's the beauty of hybrids. And anytime somebody asks me like, oh, which car should I get? I ask them one of two things. First of all, how much time you got if you're in for a sports car? If you want a sports car, how much time do you have? And if you're in for a point A to point B car, just get anything hybrid. And that's usually the case, and the Civic is no exception. It's your same Civic DNA. It hasn't lost any of that, but what it does give you is the fact that it now has such a nice ride, and it is really, really efficient. And I'm just, it's just easy. There's not really a lot to say about it. There's not really a lot bad to say about it either. It's just simply easy to drive around, easy to rip around town, point A to point B stuff. It's good. It's going to be efficient, and it's well enough equipped that, kind of fits into his price point. I just think they need to update those rear cameras, because those things are a little bit on the brutal side. But aside from that, Honda has done a really good job with this hybrid platform, and I really don't see them having any trouble selling these things. I think there's going to be a big wait time for these things, and I think they're going to absolutely fly off the lots. I could be wrong, though, and you'll let me know in the comments if I am, but I think, you know what? I think that this is a very good platform to start on and just continue the hybrid train. I want to see more of these, and I'm sure you do too. So let me know what you think. That's pretty much all my thoughts. I really don't have any big things to say about it. There's not a lot of features to go over. It's your basic Civic. It has a hybrid, and it's more efficient than ever. Honda's best-selling vehicle just probably gets even more best-selling. That's really what the conclusion is. But let me know what you think in the comments. Do you like it? Do you hate it? How do you feel about the Civic Hybrid? Or are you just going to go with the Civic Si and you don't care how fast or slow that thing is? You just like it with a manual transmission. That is completely fair, because it is a great manual transmission inside of that Civic Si. So let me know what you think in the comments. That being said, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you give a hype. That's a new thing on YouTube they're doing, so I don't know. If you see it, give me hype. That helps me a lot. And just you liking, subscribing, and commenting does more for me in the algorithm than I can explain to you in one video or in 2 seconds. So make sure you do that for me. With that being said, I'll see you in the next week. See you in the next car. Take care.